My name is Chase Roberts,
Yes, sir. I'm Shaw Pryor.
and Shaw is battling demons today. Just want to throw that out there. So,
Yeah, man. The flu is something crazy, man. Don't play around with
yeah,
it.
exactly. But yeah, we're just gonna start off. We're gonna go week one, kind of like a preview. Um, just we kind of picked and choose the somewhat biggest games, and then we've got one that's kind of like personal, I guess. Georgia Tech, Colorado, because we got a guy there.
Yes, sir.
So we're gonna get to that one a little bit later, but we're just gonna start off with Syracuse and Tennessee.
Oh, I'll go really quickly, and then I'll defer to you, man, because
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
know
yeah.
I know you know it. But like, I I'll start off by saying I got Tennessee uh,
The
in the
line is
game.
the line is 14. Last time I
14.
checked, the line is 14. Tennessee.
I really am a fan of Fran Brown. I think Syracuse just is going to take a little bit more time for them to become that program that like they should look like under him. But Tennessee, everybody knows the big questions are what's Aguilar going to look like. Um, Apparently, Boo Carter's doing his own thing nowadays. We'll see if he even plays.
I didn't know
But
if we
no,
wanted to talk about that because this is brand new.
it's brand new. It's brand new. It just came out, but you had it on my mind. But no, I got Tennessee doing it. I think y'all will be the better team. I think there's a little bit more continuity on y'all side than Syracuse. So I'm rocking with Tennessee.
Yeah, I got Tennessee as well. I don't think the line. I don't think it'll be 14 points. I think that's a little absurd. If it is 14
Yeah,
points, by all means, that's a great look for us. Yeah, what I got, we got 9 new starters on offense. A lot of
man.
new offensive line, whole pretty much a whole new offensive line. A couple guys still battling for starting spots. Should be cleared up by this week. Yeah, and the big question here is honestly, in my opinion, is the quarterback play because you got obviously Joey Aguilar has been the whole story of fall camp.
Yeah.
Uh, Finally won the battle. Shout him out. I think we all assume that with all due respect, I
Hmm.
think we assume that. But
We
then
all kind of
yeah,
know.
yeah, exactly. It was like the unspoken thing. But on the other side, you got Stephen Jelly, backup at Notre Dame. He played some reps at Notre Dame, but yeah, he missed just like Joey. He missed spring practice as well, and that's not going to say that's a big deal, but I mean it's going to take a couple weeks for I think both quarterbacks to finally settle in, especially week one. Working out some kinks, but yeah, I completely forgot about this guy in Syracuse after doing some research because he made some noise in fall camp. But Jonte Cook is now at Syracuse.
I forgot he was at Syracuse. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to lock him down for sure. Definitely deep threat guy. He's quick.
Yeah.
Jamal McCoy won't be there, so we're gonna see if Colton Hood, which, like I said, I love Colton Hood. I think people are starting to finally give his flowers. I loved him when he transferred in. I was like, that's probably the
Yeah.
biggest get in the transfer portal for us. Yeah, we're gonna see if him and Ricky and if Boo plays. I'm assuming Heupel said he's gonna be playing week one,
Yeah.
but I do want to preface this. Not gonna go out and say what we just talked about before we started filming.
Uh huh.
But I highly doubt that Boo Carter will be on the team next year.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems like he might be moving on
Yeah,
to a
yeah.
different place.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I will
But
say like for oh my bad, but I
hmm,
will say like for Aguilar, it's gonna be I like you said, both quarterbacks coming in new. Like this is the chance for him to get some confidence. You know what I'm saying? Not that Syracuse is a pushover, but like because they're not a pushover, if he can go and cut down on the turnovers, which we know are a problem,
yeah,
and just have a game where he can beat a quality team very early on in the season, I think that is like the good stepping stone moving
yeah,
forward for the Vols for the rest of the year.
yeah. Um, I think the point of attack, I guess, for I don't necessarily know about Syracuse because I did more research in Tennessee, but we're on the street, especially in fall camp, that the corners, not the corners, but the DBs more particular, were getting beat over the top.
Mm.
you know how Tennessee's offense is, run,
Yep.
run, run, shot, run, 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 shot. So we'll see if they can attack that. Another thing I got is putting pressure on Angeli. Not saying our defensive line is one of the best in college football, but the past couple of years that's been our strong suit. So if we can get pressure on Angeli, I think that's going to be one of the differences in the game. Yeah, like I said, they got a couple guys at Syracuse too. One we mentioned was Jonte Cook, so maybe limiting him. I think that's going to be a key factor in the game. But that's pretty much that's all I've got for Syracuse and Tennessee. I got no expectations. I think looking at all of the slate of this weekend, I think this is the
Yeah.
hardest game to kind of, I wouldn't say predict, but kind of pick. Because that, like I
If
said, that line is absurd.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be 14 points. I honestly think of the games, and we'll talk about some good ones earlier. But of the good games, I think this one will probably end up being the second or best game, first or second best game, like in terms
Yeah.
of how close they are.
Yeah. I
So
want to see real quick if the line has shifted. I don't think it has. Wouldn't be surprised though if it. Let me check real quick. All right, let me see. I think it's still 14. If it moved, I'm hoping it goes the latter of the two and is like 13 and a half, 13.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's 13 and a half now.
okay, bet.
So I mean, pretty much the same thing. But
Same man.
yeah, moving on, we'll go on to LSU Clemson.
All
I think
right.
this is going to be arguably this is going to be a hot take. I think it's going to be the best game on this weekend.
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
my what I think is going to be the best game.
yeah, I mean, obviously Texas and Ohio State's been talked about for pretty much the whole summer. But you look at the grand scheme of things, I think LSU and Clemson is going to be almost more of an important game for either team. Because I think if Texas and Ohio State drops one of these games, they're still going to be fine. But a team
Yeah,
like LSU uh, haven't won a season opener since 2019.
right.
Do they finally get over that hump? And this is the turning point. I think if they get over that hump, then there's a lot of momentum going forward. If they lose, Brian Kelly's the one that's getting talked about, in my opinion. So
Right. Yeah, and I guess to kind of go on my LSU spiel now. Yeah, they've lost their last five season openers. And I think this is probably the best game because for both teams, I think there's three established quarterbacks in all of college football that are playing for quality teams. You got Drew Aller, off the top of my head, you got Drew Aller, Kay Klubnik, and Garrett Nussmeier as the only three prominent returning starters.
yeah,
Uh, and so you got two of them playing against each other in this game. So you got two guys that know how to run the ship that'll be playing each other. The key is obviously, I think, going to be for LSU is what does that defense look like this year?
hmm
Like you bring in defensive transfers. It's I believe a new defensive line coach.
yeah,
Can you get pressure on Cade Klubnik and make him uncomfortable? Uh, and yeah, can the defense start to play out? I know a lot of people have talked about Pickett at LSU. I
yeah.
think
He's like
6'5"
six.
corner.
Yeah, unreal.
I don't know how much we'll see him in week one. But again, can you deal with Clemson's receivers? They have a strong receiving core.
I think
Uh,
arguably probably one of the top. I'm gonna say top five.
yeah, I'd
Like
say
they're
top
on a roll.
five.
Yeah,
So can you compete with that and for a defense that honestly has been like laughable for the past 3 years at least?
yeah.
Um,
I mean
so
that's been their problem year in and year out is
literally,
they got the offense that can line it up, but they can't stop it.
right. I think this battle is going to mean a lot for draft conversations late down the line. What does Klubnik look like against LSU? What does Nussmeier look like against Clemson? So I think it's going to be interesting. If I had to pick, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Clemson. I don't think LSU gets over the hump.
Mhm.
Um, I like Dabo more than I like Brian Kelly. I like Klubnik more than I like Nussmeier.
Mhm.
And coaches and quarterbacks win your games. So that's where I'm rolling.
Yeah, this one's a hard game for me to pick because honestly, like I like both teams this year. One of my notes is like Clemson's got a pretty favorable schedule.
Yeah,
If they were to drop this one, they can go win out in the ACC. But with all due respect, the ACC hasn't been strong the past couple of years. So
no,
then you're looking at the Palmetto Bowl at the end of the year. If we think South Carolina is going to be as good as they say they are, that's that next game. That yeah, I mean
yeah,
they got a chance to win the ACC, but if not, that's their next game that adds to their strength schedule.
yeah.
Possibly a playoff push if they don't make the ACC championship and win it.
Yeah. I
Um,
do want to throw one more thing in there really quickly. Is I did. I think I'm lower on LSU than the consensus. I know a lot of people have them pushing for like national title, 10-2
yeah,
season. My record prediction, and this is on television, that is that they will finish the season around 8-4 and
wow,
miss the playoff.
wow,
I think there's a lot of talk about the receivers. I think they are a NCAA team. They're better in the video game than they are in real life.
yeah. I mean
Um,
they got what every guy runs like a 4.340 pretty much.
4-3 something, and
Yeah,
they're fast, but um, none of these guys. I think Barry and Brown has done the best at it, but none of these guys that they're hyping up have done much as true number ones on their team, outside of being fast and big play threats. Now, granted, when they come together, that's a hard thing to cover, but none of them have really established themselves as elite level college football receivers.
yeah,
So I don't think that just because they're all playing together this year and they're all fast, that all of a sudden makes them great because they put on the purple and gold.
yeah. This is kind of like one of those, I guess, not classic battles, but it's a battle because LSU had the number two transfer portal in the nation.
Right,
So
right.
you got a team. I'm not saying strictly built off of transfers, but you got a team full of transfers versus a team that's been developed and have been together. Because Dabo doesn't go
Mm-hmm. You
at the
don't dip
transfer
into the
portal.
portal.
So is the chemistry differences, is that going to play a factor as well?
Right.
So
Uh,
the line is Clemson -3. Uh, I'm gonna take Clemson -3. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah, I would as well. Remind me where the game is.
It's in Clemson.
It's
That's a
at
real.
Clemson,
It's at the real Death Valley. Yeah.
the real Death Valley.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I think I would take Clemson -3 if I had to
Yeah.
give like a score prediction off the top of my head too. And forgive me because I didn't even plan to do this, but I'm thinking. But I'd take Clemson, um, 35-24,
Yeah.
35-28.
That's fair.
So
That's fair. But I say that also, like, this could be. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if LSU lights it up either.
yeah,
But
yeah. If they go and score 40 and it's a 49
yeah,
42 game, yeah,
yeah, exactly. But moving on, we got this is the one where we got personal ties to Georgia Tech versus Colorado.
yes sir,
I mean, shout out Eric Rivers one more time. We've done that. I don't
yes
know how many
sir.
times.
I wonder what his line is for over under receiving yards.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have because, like, I mean, Tennessee, they
Player
got the
props.
prize picks. Yeah, they don't have player props for college in Tennessee, but yeah, I mean, Georgia Tech loses Eric Singleton,
Mm-hmm.
goes Auburn. That's a whole different topic at hand. I don't think Auburn's. I don't know. That's a like I said, that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah,
But
another time.
then you add a guy like Eric Rivers, who we're both so high on for obvious reasons.
Yeah,
My point here is, Haynes King is known for his legs. Can he actually use his arm?
yeah.
And
I'm
oh, my bad. No,
no, you're good, bro. Keep going.
yeah, this wasn't my point of topic. Actually, I'm kind of stealing this. Um, but if it comes down to like, okay, fourth quarter game winning drive, do we trust Haynes King to use his arm? Or even to the fact that Colorado shuts down the run, and you got to use Haynes King's arm. Haynes King's.
Right.
Bleh. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I'll lean into that, and then I'll kind of pivot back to what I was saying earlier. Is like, um, I'm not sure that you can lean on his arm, but I'm also not sure that Colorado will be able to stop the run.
Yeah,
They haven't proven that that's something that they have been good at in the past 2 years.
they were last
Uh,
in the FBS in run defense.
so I
Oh
don't
no,
think
no,
that
I lied.
magically turns.
I lied. Wrong
It was the
point to
last
talk
in the Big
about.
12.
No, no, I'll get to it. It's completely different.
Okay, bad,
Wrong
bad,
fact.
bad.
Wrong fact.
But regardless, they aren't strong at stopping the run. I know they got one of our guys, and I'm blanking on his name right now. It's a transfer over from Bama. Um, on the D line, he's going to be probably playing some tackle for them. But regardless, I just don't see that turning into a staunch run defense
Mm-hmm.
out of the blue. And Georgia Tech is very, very physical in the whole line. And that's just how they Jamal Haynes, even though he's a smaller guy, is a physical back.
Yeah.
Haynes King is a physical runner that I just don't see Colorado slowing that down very much. But what I was gonna say earlier is like I'm just very interested to see uh, how they use Eric in this system, just because at FIU he was a deep ball threat.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, it wasn't as many routes over the middle uh, as I think you would have to get in this Georgia Tech offense. And like Eric Singleton was kind of a do it all type of guy. Like he was catching lots of screens and making plays, from the backfield, from split out wide, from the slot. So I'm just interested to see when you replace that person with Eric Rivers, who's a different type of player. What it's going to look like in Georgia Tech system. That's
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Yeah.
I'm also just interested on the other side, man. There's so much turnover in Colorado. Everybody wants to know what does it look like without Shador and Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh, hold on, lost you for a second. All right,
can you hear
back.
me now?
Yeah, yeah,
I got a call, so I was like
yeah. You're
trying to
good. You're good.
cut off my mic. But yeah, no. What does it look like without Shador and Travis? Kane
Mm-hmm.
Salter, finally named QB1. What is
Kind of
it?
had a
What is it
feeling
going to
that was
look
going to
like?
happen.
I think everybody kind of knew.
Yeah.
What does the system look like now? Where are they going to use the quarterback's legs? Like, is Caden going to be used in the run game?
Yeah.
Everybody's calling me.
No, you're good.
But yeah, is he going to be used in the run game at all? And I just think it's going to be very interesting to see what that group looks like, what that unit looks like. I'm going to take Georgia Tech. And it, do you know what the line is?
Right now, well, when I checked yesterday, it was -4.
-4.
Like I said, I think if it fluctuates, it's going to be like a point, maybe a half a point, either way.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah, and this was the point I was going to use and was wrong originally, but
yeah,
yeah, Colorado is last in rushing offense
rushing
in the
offense. There
FBS.
it is.
They were averaging 65.2 yards per game.
Man.
Uh, I know last year. I mean, obviously numbers show they threw the ball a lot, but you
Yeah.
can't win. You can't win a lot of games if your running offense is not established. So to your point, can they establish if they can they establish the run? Yeah,
Right.
you can use Caden Salter. I think this might be a dumb thing. I think Shador actually might have been their leading rusher. Now, fact check me on that. Could be completely wrong. I
Right.
think he was. But can they establish the run game? Yeah, I mean, they still got some guys at receiver. I got Joe Williams and Amarian Miller
Mm-hmm.
written down.
Yeah.
So I think they're still going to be dangerous over the top. But like I said, you can't get the run game going. I think it's kind of a lost hope. But yeah, I got Georgia
Yeah.
Tech -4 as well. So
Oh,
do you have
gotcha.
them? Do you have Colorado covering?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't think. I don't think this game is going to be particularly close.
Yeah, we might be
I
completely
got
wrong. We might be
Yeah, we
completely wrong.
could be. We could be. Colorado could come out really and shock us, but I've got
Yeah,
Georgia Tech by 10.
yeah, it's fair.
Mm.
Fair. Moving on. Second last game, we got Florida State versus Alabama.
Yes,
My only
sir.
my only point I got on this, and I'll let you take the lead. But mentioned it before we started. But Florida State has 16 out of 22 starters that are transfer portal guys, not just this year, but last year too. Uh, four of their O line starters are transfers. Then you got, obviously Tommy Castellanos. You got Deuce Robinson, your guy Earl Little Jr., and
Yes, sir.
then throwing in Squirrel Wright as well.
Yeah,
So,
Roydell Williams will be starting that back too. That for
yep.
he was there last year, but he'll be starting that tailback for them. Another Bama guy. Yeah, man. I got Bama by. I'm not
I,
sure what the line
I
is.
don't have the line. I didn't write the line down. Real quick, I'll check.
I got Bama by a lot though. While you're looking,
Alabama's favored 13 and a half points.
13, and I would take Bama to cover that pretty
Yeah.
comfortably. Um, I know. So this week in practice, they've had Jalen Obakwe, who, if y'all don't know who that is, athlete coming out of, I can't remember the high school, but he played DB for us last year, moved over to receiver. He's been running scout team quarterback uh, for us this week. Extremely fast, super quick, super
Trying to get that
athletic guy.
Castellanos look, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but he also was a quarterback in high school.
Okay.
So I think it was, they picked the right guy to kind of give them a look. Bama struggled with mobile quarterbacks in the past, but I don't think anybody's particularly worried about Castellanos. Like,
Tripling down at this point. Tripling
you
down.
know, nobody's really worried about him in general or him bombing us deep throughout the whole game. Like uh, I guess Deuce Robinson. Like I think he's like 6'6" or something like that. He's a huge dude. But I'm not really worried about them using him as a deep threat because of who they have at quarterback. So I'm not super worried about that at all. What does worry me is this: they have a man on that staff that has given Bama some trouble in the past and finds ways to do it. At OC, Gus Malzahn, and
Oh. Oh, I didn't even. I forgot about that.
and anytime he's on a staff somewhere, man, it gives me a little bit of
Mhm.
reservation,
Yeah.
because anything can happen, even when we're significantly the better team. The other thing is that I'll be really watching for is can Bama establish a true run game this year? Outside of like Milrow explosive plays, we didn't have a consistent run game last year. And with him gone now and Ty Simpson in, Ty Simpson is mobile, but he's not Jalen Milrow. So what is that going to look like? Jam Miller is also going to be out for the first couple of weeks with
Hate to
the
see it. Hate
collarbone.
to see it.
Uh, I just saw Tim Keenan on the D line. It's not going to be playing. So prayers up for my dog TK. I don't know what he has going on. And I think Jaden Roberts on the O line will not be playing. So
Yeah.
uh, can we establish a run game? What are we going to look like without those guys? Um, but I feel pretty comfortable that Bama covers the receiving core. I think is the deepest receiving core in college football, in my opinion. Uh, the quarterback I have full faith in. I'm comfortable with leading us. I think the O line is top 5 in college football. So I just want to see what it looks like all pulled together.
Yeah. I think an underrated group that y'all have, I think the secondary is
Yes, sir.
probably one of the most underrated groups in the country. Y'all added weapons in the transfer portal. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna see how that all pans out. But yeah, like you said, I don't think they're gonna be able to go over the top, explosive plays.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't see y'all covering though. I think 13 and a half, like Tennessee, is a lot.
Wow.
Now I say that I think it could be like a 10-point game. Maybe even a 13-point game where they don't fully cover.
Yeah.
but I don't see them going 14, 21, 28. I
See,
could be wrong.
my like if I in my head the score that I'm seeing is 35-13
Okay. Fair.
Bama.
Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, 35-13 Bama is what I'm seeing. I think Ty is going to manage the game uh, well, and I don't think we're going to be super explosive. Like we're just going to be bombing
Hmm.
everybody down the field. But I think we're going to be able to consistently sustain drives, and I think there's going to be a lot of three and outs over there. I think. I mean, just the level of continuity on that defense, even with the transfers coming in, like that pretty much that entire secondary from last year, outside of Malachi Moore, is returning, and even the guys that are coming to fill in his gap played a lot of downs last year. Bray Hubbard, Keon Sabb, Zane Mincy, and then even in the corner side of it, you still got Domani Jackson, Xavier Brown. You bring in Cam Calhoun. We've
Exactly.
got a 6'4" corner of our own
Hmm.
in Dijon Lee. So I'm excited for it, man. I'm
Yeah.
excited for week one.
Couple days away. Couple days away, dude. I'm
Yes,
pumped.
sir.
Last game on the list: Texas versus Ohio State. The line is Ohio State minus 1.5 points. Let me check. That got changed. I doubt it did because that's now it's Ohio State minus 2.5. Still
Okay.
not a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you this question
Yeah.
before we get into it. Okay, two unestablished quarterbacks.
Yep.
One hasn't played any downs. Julian saying
Right.
Arch Manning had a couple starts. He's got somewhat of a feel for college football.
Yep.
But in saying that, who do you have more faith in a game like this?
Wow. That's a good question.
Because you think about it, if and I'll preface this too.
Yeah.
The pressure behind Arch Manning, just his last name, he's supposed to be
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
But then you look on the opposite side of the field, you got Julian saying, I played down to college football. You know how
Right.
Ohio State fans are. You're at
Yeah.
home in Columbus. If they lose that game, that's an
Yeah.
if.
Okay.
That
I'll tell you who I have more faith in. I have more faith in Steve Sarkisian. um,
there.
no, but really, I think it is Arch. Arch is the older guy, um, and I, I think just the relationship that Arch has with his play caller is a little bit stronger. Like Sand came in as a transfer to Ohio State last year. Granted, it was he got as much time as any normal freshman would, but
Yeah.
he's a redshirt freshman. Uh, Arch is going into his third year now. I guess is he a redshirt sophomore or a junior technically,
Right.
one of the
Yeah,
two.
because redshirt sophomore, because I think was it Archie or I think it was Archie Manning. One of
Yeah,
them, one of the Mannings said that he's going to be back next year.
yeah, he's gonna be back next year. But
So
regardless, yeah, it was Archie.
yeah,
But regardless, I have a little bit more faith in Arch in that scenario. But Julian's gonna be at home, and I think that's gonna even it out a little bit more.
and you got Jeremiah
Um,
Smith.
and you got Jeremiah Smith, right? Like you have the best safety blanket in all of college football.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm gonna lean Arch. I still don't know who I have picking the game. Like I'm figuring it out
yeah,
as I'm talking to you. But like I said, I think both of these teams coming in with unestablished quarterbacks is gonna be like those first three drives are gonna be like really interesting for each team just to
hmm,
see how how each of them settles in.
yeah.
I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to take Ohio State
Hmm. The
because
the
they are
line
at
though
home.
is the line is crazy. I wouldn't even. I'm not really
Yeah,
a gambling man, so I don't want to sit here and tell people to bet a certain
yeah,
way. I
Yeah,
just kind of like to justify my picks based on the line, but like 2.5 points, might as
yeah,
well just pick a money line at this point.
yeah. Now, here's what I will say: is if Ohio State wins, I think Ohio State wins close.
Yeah,
I think if Texas wins big.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So, I see a world where Texas runs away with this thing. Uh, what was that, Texas and Michigan last year, where they just kind of ran away with that game early
Yeah.
in the season? I could see that happening very much, just because, like I said, the quarterback coach relationship is going to be the biggest thing in all of college football with so many unestablished guys this year.
Mhm.
Um, and regardless of how many snaps Arch has played,
Yeah.
he has some time under center, and he's been in the building with Sark now for 3 years.
Yeah.
So I have to give some credence to that.
Yeah. Uh, just to like play off of that, because I'm a Patriots guy.
Yeah,
So Jim Knowles leaves for Penn State. They add Matt Patricia. I like Matt Patricia.
yeah,
Now when he was taking over the offense, I don't understand that move.
yeah,
That's in the past. We don't have to talk about that. But yeah, it's an interesting game because you look. I wouldn't say they're similar, but you look at the pieces both teams have, especially on the defensive side. Like they kind of have a similar vibe to defense. Both have like
yeah.
strong D lines.
Hmm.
Um, it's a tough game to pick, and I'm agreeing with you, and I could see Texas running away with this, but I could also see
Hmm.
Ohio State winning this. I don't see a world where Ohio State blows Texas out.
Me either.
Um, but yeah, I think, and this is my thing is you look at everyone picking, and like Paul Feinbaum says that Texas is going to blow Ohio State out.
Yeah,
I don't. I mean, I could see it. I don't see it happening. So it's
yeah.
a lot of
It's a
like
tough game to pick. It's a
a
tough
lot of
game to
back
pick.
and forth here.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Ohio State in a close one.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Ohio State too. I got a couple
I don't feel
notes.
good about it though.
No, I got a couple notes too. I mean, Texas lost 12 people to the draft. They got 4 new offensive line starters.
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't go in the portal to go get guys, so I think they're comfortable with who they've got.
Hmm.
But then you got to establish too. There's that revenge game factor from the playoffs.
Right.
So now the more
There's
I'm
that.
talking, it's like, do I want to pick Texas?
Yeah, you're talking yourself into Texas.
It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
For the sake of it, I'll go Texas, just so
Okay, bet.
we got because I think we've agreed on pretty much
Everything.
every game. Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
Texas in this one.
Bet.
But yeah, I think that's it. We got some games tomorrow. I don't know if this is gonna get posted tonight.
Bet.
If it does, then we got games tomorrow. If we get posted tomorrow morning, then tonight.
Tonight.
Yeah, I think that's all I got, man. That's all I
Hey,
got.
that's all I got.
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
Um, I want to, like I said, I don't know your schedule, but I need to talk to Jackson about it as well. I mentioned to my buddy Knox, but like I want to do this thing called Slow Down Sundays,
Yeah.
where it's kind of like
Yeah. No,
after,
Sunday should be good for me.
yeah, after the Wednesday picks, we do like a Slow Down Sunday where we kind of recap what happened, kind of
Yeah.
get prepped for next week, and then yeah, we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
But
Sunday afternoons will work for me.
perfect, perfect.
Yes, sir.
All right, well that's all we got for today. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I can't freaking talk, but appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all watching. Thanks.
Yes, sir.